Yes, the South Lake Women's Club started more than 25 years ago, and originally it was just a group of women in this small little farm town of South Lake that got together and wanted to do something for the community, and they started with a spaghetti dinner, and then from there it's grown to this arts festival that we started in the year 2000, and right now we're in our 14th year, and we serve women and children and families in Northeast Tarrant County, and this year we have 29 beneficiaries that all the proceeds from our festival go towards the charities.
The trend in art of what people enjoy at Art in the Square is very difficult to gauge because so many people enjoy so many different kinds of art. And South Lake tends to be one of the places that's central to the DFW area where we have a lot of people coming for a lot of different styles. And that's one of the things that makes Art in the Square incredible because we have so many different varieties of art.
Hi, I'm Jalen Wood with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's. Thanks for coming out this weekend to Art in the Square here in beautiful South Lake. Ranked as one of the top art fairs in the country with over 150 artists, photographers, sculptors, and more. So join us as we introduce you to some of them. Hi, I'm at booth number D10 with Seth Vandivel. Seth, tell us a little about your creations and how you're inspired.
I do lost wax bronze sculptures. They're all figurative bronzes. The originals are sculpted in clay. I actually brought a clay sculpture with me to kind of show the process. People tend to like to see how things are made. But the originals are sculpted in clay, then they're all lost wax bronzes. And I do the figures. There's not a literal narrative behind each piece. Hopefully people can kind of read their own stories into it and kind of see themselves in the work.
That's fascinating. So you see yourself in the piece, but how do you just create that?
I'm usually inspired by people around me. I do a lot of parents. I think parenting is something that's very heroic, and so I see kind of heroic things in different things that people do, and so hopefully people can see that and relate to it in some way, and the art appeals to them because of that.
So you've done some pretty large creations. Tell me a little about that.
I have. I've done a big piece here in South Lake for the city, but I've also done a piece over here. It's one of the largest figurative bronzes in the world. It was for Casper, Wyoming. It's 4 roughnecks working on an oil rig, and so it's about a 4-year project. Really exciting.
So they found you, approached you to do this sculpture, and
Oh, it's kind of a long story. There was a competition. They kind of approached about 100 different figurative artists, and there was a competition, and
you won.
I won. I did a maquette, a small version that they were really pleased with, and so it was a lot of fun. I felt very honored to be a part of it.
That's amazing. Seth from Cedar Hill.
Yes.
So you've been here about 10 years. What brings you back to South Lake?
Well, it's a great show. It's really one of the best shows in Texas. It's always nice weather. It's a beautiful spot to do a show. People come out, they love art, they love talking about art, so it's just an awesome show. I think the director of the show, Terry's a really nice lady, so it's a festival we try not to miss. It's one of our favorites.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time. Come see Seth and his gorgeous creations in D10. I'm at booth I1 with John Scanlon. Your work is amazing. Just the color and the details of every single piece just blows my mind. It really is the windows to the world, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your creations.
Well, basically, I'm going around the world for the most part, trying to find out what inspires me. And you go into a certain country, just trying to figure out what the essence of that country is, and then trying to capture it. And sometimes it happens just right there. Other times it takes years to get the shot. And because to me, it's all about the lighting. You'll find out a lot of these images. Not only is the image and the composition there, hopefully, but the lighting has to be dramatic. Otherwise, to me, it's just another shot.
So the color, you really don't touch up the color. You were saying that you merged different pieces together. Tell me about that.
Well, sometimes if I'm shooting an evening shot, I'm overexposing a scene a little bit in the foreground. Well, that would blow out the sky. So to get the sky correct along with the foreground, you have to take several different shots and then merge those together.
That's really cool. And do you have a favorite location of where you've been?
Oh, I tell you, I tend to go to Italy the most. Heading back there in about another month, and it's just, I never get tired of it. You've got the food, the people, the landscape, and certainly the history and the architecture there, and so it's kind of It's got everything.
It really does. And do you have a favorite piece, or is just your new one your favorite? Or
Oh, it's like asking you who's your favorite child. I never know how to answer that question. I love them all. I tend to like the newest pieces, because you're all energized, wanting to see how it's going to work with the public and everything. But and some of the pieces, you think it's going to be a winner, and maybe it just doesn't hit that. And some of the pieces, you just never know. You never know, and you can't keep them on the wall.
And you're from Iowa.
Correct.
And have been coming to the Art in the Square for about 10 years?
I would say so. Yeah, it's coming up on that.
And what keeps you coming back?
I love this show. The people are fantastic here. The locale, it's got all the right ingredients for the perfect kind of show. Good buyers, and certainly the location of the show is just perfect.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Your work is, again, amazing. Come out and check John's work out in I-1, and good luck on the rest of the weekend.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm at booth L5 with Greg Barnes, and Greg was selected by our jury to be Artist of the Year, and I can totally see why. Tell us about your work.
Well, most of my work is done out in the field, in plein air, as they say. It's a French term for in the open air. So that's where I get my inspiration from, outdoors. I travel the country. I live in North Carolina, so I do a lot of scenes from around there, the mountains and the marsh scenes down by the coast. But I also have a few scenes that I've done out here in Texas as well while I've been traveling. So wherever I go, I try to capture the local landscape. And that's something that I've found that people, really enjoy. They get to see a little piece of their area, and in the way that I've interpreted it. So.
And what sort of medium are you working with?
Most of these, 99% of them hanging, are pastel. I work with soft pastel, and I just love the immediacy of it and the color that comes out, and I don't know. I love to draw, so it's a good drawing medium.
And have you been drawing most of your life, or how did you get into painting?
I've always loved to draw and paint since I was a child. I used to trace things when I was a kid, so I think that helped me to learn the coordination. But pastel, is a great extension of drawing. So, all my life, I've loved it.
So you've been coming to South Lake for a few years. What keeps you coming back?
Well, several things. I really enjoy the hospitality I feel here. I sell well. That's one reason why any artist will come back to return to a show. I just feel very welcome. The ladies here do a great job putting on the show, and I love being here. It's one of my favorite shows to do in the country.
Well, we love having you here. Welcome to Texas. Come by and see the Artist of the Year in L5, Greg Barnes. I'm at booth J5 with Nikki Gully. Nikki, tell us about your beautiful art.
I'm a contemporary impressionist, and I work with really thick oil paint. I'm putting on with palette knives to give it all this texture and dimension. The colors come to life, and the scenes just pop this way.
And you were saying it takes a really long time for it to dry. Tell us.
Dry, yeah. So in the painting process, you build up your layers. So you start with thinner layers, and then you got to wait maybe a week or two for that to dry. Then you do your next layer, and the thicker you go, the longer you got to wait. And then at the end, I got to wait about 6 months to start showing them for the paint to be dry enough. Because you see in some places it's really on there, I don't know, about ½ inch thick.
That's unreal. And how did you get started painting?
I loved art ever since I was a kid. My folks signed me up for lessons. I was about 12 years old, and I took those all through high school, and then came down to SMU to be an art major, and just always loved it.
So how is your process unique?
Well, the biggest difference is I'm working with palette knives rather than paintbrushes. Most oil painters are working brush work, and maybe they do a little palette knife at the end, but I'm doing palette knife all through the process, and that's what's given it the texture. I also work with broken color, so rather than blending a scene, you see how I leave strokes of color so that you see, when you look at the scene, you see lots of surprises. From a distance, it looks very realistic, but when you get in close, you see all the strokes. And the Impressionists were the first ones to do that. And I'm just kind of taking my contemporary spin on it, going larger strokes, bigger, thicker paint.
So, how many years have you been at Art in the Square?
12 years now.
12 years.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you back. Come by booth J5 and meet Nikki and buy some beautiful paintings. I'm also here with Terry Messing, the administrator of this whole event. What is so inspiring about this whole process?
We love to see the art, and one of the things especially about Nikki's art is that we've known Nikki for 12 years. I said we knew you when you were 5. But to watch an artist grow and develop and go in different directions, and we're used to seeing Nikki's pieces like this or some of the other ones around with the oils and some of the techniques that you were talking about, and then to see some of the traveling, the road images that are kind of new, and it's the same Nikki, but it's in a different direction. And a really cool direction that was just, wow, when I first saw those images, I was like, wow, I was excited for you. I was like, yay, go Nikki, you know, taking your art and then expanding it and stretching it in different directions. And for our artists, we're excited for them, we're excited for us because it's our same work, but it's different. And, you know, just the creativity and the expanse of that is impressive. So we thank you for your creativity and for being here and reaching out for further things.
Hi, I'm here with Yoram Gal in booth F1. And not only do we have people from all over the country, but people international. Tell us a little about, so you're from Israel.
Yeah.
And what brings you to South Lake? Besides your beautiful paintings.
It's a beautiful show. I've been doing it for some years. So it's one of my primary shows on a tour that I do.
And you were saying that you were in theater before you got into art?
No, not before. I was painting since I'm 12. I exhibited since I was 13. But to make a living in Israel from painting is almost impossible. It's a very tiny country. So after about 30 something years of doing theater and cinema as my livelihood, 10 years ago I decided that painting would be my livelihood, and I started coming to the States because it's an enormous market, and so it is.
And how many shows do you do a year?
Just like an American artist, the same, more or less, between 20 to 30 depending on the shows. And I come back and forth 5-6 times a year from Israel and do a whole chunk of shows and go back.
And tell us about your creations. What inspires you?
Everything and nothing. I just get up and paint. My imagination works overtime anyway, so I don't need any. And landscapes, I paint everything around me or where I go. I paint Texas and Seattle and New York and a lot of Israel though. Behind you is Israel, and Israel where I live, that's the port where I live. But there's Seattle here and there's New York and there's my imagination. Figurative things that you can see which are funny, grotesque. You can see them in there maybe later. Everything, I paint everything.
So you said you paint Texas, New York. Do you take pictures of these, capture them, or do you take pictures in your mind and recreate?
No, I take thousands of photos, and I usually work either from a photo or combination of photo and my imagination, depending. I have no method, I just do what I like, whatever, whenever I want.
And what is the style of, what would you call the style of your work?
No one can explain it, no one can define it, neither can I. I call it joy of life expressionism, my own joy of life expressionism. Because it's sort of expressionism, but some people say this is very impressionistic and this is grotesque and this is realistic and some is abstract. But it's all me, and it's, let's say, at least 7 different, like I'm an actor, so I'm 80 different people. And I'm at least 7 different painters in me. And every day I can do 3 paintings, work on 3 paintings at once, which are completely different styles.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Come by and see the artist, the actor from Israel in booth F1. am with Blake Thompson with Sewell Cadillac Grapevine. You guys have been a sponsor for several years.
Yeah, actually going on over a decade now. We started, and it's been fun to see the growth from where this event started to what it's become today. By my count, as of this morning, there were 29 charities benefiting, as well as scholarships from the South Lake Women's Club. So Sewell Cadillac's very happy to be a part of it.
Well, thank you so much for being a sponsor for this awesome event. And tell me a little about the cars that are featured here today.
Well, we have the whole wide range of Cadillac products. I think we have everything out here on the corner. The particular vehicle that we're sitting in now is actually a Cadillac ATS. It's our sportiest, most nimble vehicle. Very fun, very exciting. And if you actually stop by, we have a QR code on this one that you can scan with your phone and have an opportunity to win an ATS.
So I could win this car potentially?
You could win this car, absolutely.
Oh, yippee! I'm going to test this one out. How fast does it go?
Pretty quick. I don't think I'm allowed to take it to top speed in Dallas.
Tell me a little about the features of the Cadillac ATS.
Well, the Cadillac ATS is the true standard of the world in the entry luxury segment. The first thing that you're going to see here is the tablet-based interface. This is called the Cadillac Q system. So we eliminated knobs and buttons. Everybody's going to touchscreen phones, tablets on the PCs. Why not have it in your car? So you can pinch, you can nudge, you can zoom. Anything you can do on a tablet, you can do with this interface. Simply touch, brings up your navigation system. It even has a weather radar inside the vehicle as well, so it can show you, inclement weather incoming. So very neat technologies on the way for Cadillac, and exciting to be a part of the brand.
So Sewell is a family-operated company. Tell me more about the company itself.
Absolutely. It's a great company to be a part of. We've always learned from Mr. Sewell that being a part of the community is extremely important. He's always showed us the motto, customers for life. And if we take great care of our customers, they'll keep coming back. And that's what's so fun about being out here. We've run into quite a few of our customers already, quite a few of our friends, and it's just a nice community event for us.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Blake. It was such a neat deal to hear about all the features of these amazing cars. And they're absolutely gorgeous, so don't miss out. Come see these awesome Cadillacs. You can't miss them. Hi, I'm with Ed Sims with Doctors Express, and you guys have been a sponsor for Art in the Square for about 3 years?
For 3 years, that's right. Yeah, we really like Art in the Square because it's a family-friendly environment. We have residents coming in from South Lake, Grapevine, Colleyville, all the surrounding neighborhood, the people that we service.
Well, thank you so much for your sponsorship, and I feel like I'm in good hands if something happens to me today. Tell us a little about Doctors Express.
Well, we're located on South Lake Boulevard at the intersection of South Lake Boulevard and Kimball. We're an urgent care center. We're open from 8 to 8, Monday through Friday, and 8 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. We have x-ray on site, we have a lab on site, and you always see a physician when you come to Doctors Express.
And you see any kind of injury?
We see any kind of injury, we see cuts, we see fractures, we see most kinds of illnesses, anything that can just kind of happen to you, whether it's the flu, whether it's a urinary tract infection, whatever.
And mainly general practice physicians that are available?
All of our doctors are family practice physicians, all board certified.
And children, adults, anybody, right?
6 months and up.
Good deal. And tell us, okay, so if I like Doctors Express on Facebook, I get a free
You
shirt?
get a free t-shirt. Yeah, that's right.
Sweet. Y'all got lots of good prizes out here. What else do we win?
Well, it depends. If you want to play our ducky game.
And what is that?
Well, when the little kids come by, they see the little yellow ducks and they like them. And they can draw, when they draw out, there's a number on the bottom. And depending on the number they draw, they get a prize. And everybody wins, of course.
I like it. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your sponsorship. We really appreciate it. Come by if you want to get some really cool prizes and your kids want to play with the little duckies and win a prize. Stop by Doctors Express. Hi, I'm with Holly with Verizon, and they've been a sponsor for several years for Art in the Square. Why do you guys keep coming back?
I really think that this event is the perfect mix of both the community vendors, culture. People actually come, they stay at this event for a while, they walk around, they talk to the vendors, as well as really get involved in the artwork. I think that the setting is perfect. It's a nice square. They kind of walk around, they get a feel. And most importantly, it gives back to the community. Most of the events that we do really don't have that true give back to the community element. So that is one of the reasons that we absolutely love this event. It gives back to all the Tarrant County charities. And I think, from what I understand, it's almost $2 million that this event has given back. So that alone is important.
That's all right. And when these guys come see you, what kind of good prizes do we have going on there?
Well, we have the all-time Texas favorite of cornhole. We've had people stand here, families will play against family members. It gets kind of heated and fun. And if they do well in cornhole, they can win anything from a Longhorn Network sunscreen to some chapstick to candy.
What about those cool t-shirts?
Well, the t-shirts are actually, we are very excited this year. We're actually in the Iron Man 3 movie. So, yes, it's actually coming out next Friday. So the t-shirts are done for people that walk up and are interested in having their FiOS account reviewed or don't have FiOS and want to see if it's available in their neighborhood. And, you know, every now and then we give one just because you're a nice person, too.
Oh, fun. I want to be that lucky person.
I might be able to hook you up.
What is FiOS?
FiOS is Verizon's home services. So it's your cable, it's your TV, and it's your internet services. It's fastest internet in the world because it's Iron Man.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Good luck at this event. You guys come down and see Holly and her awesome team at the Verizon tent. So we'll see you here.
Have a good weekend.
Hi, I'm with Laura and Lisa. Lisa, y'all have been a sponsor for several years, right?
Yes, we have. Ever since Spine Team Texas opened in 2004, we have been proud sponsor to support the nonprofit organizations here. And it's just an opportunity to showcase our business and support and show what makes Spine Team Texas different.
And what makes you different?
Well, Spine Team Texas is a multidisciplinary approach to treat anything that is spine related. So the nice thing about our model is that everything is under one roof and the continuity care is a lot better for the patient.
Thank you so much. And tell me a little about Texas Health.
Texas Health has been in Southlake for 8 years, and we're very proud. We just got an award this year. We are the #1 best company to work for in the state of Texas in the medium category. I have over 17 specialties, all the way from orthopedics to neurospine surgery to plastic surgery, ENT, general surgery, breast surgery, and we have an ER and radiology services, and so we're full service.
And are you doing any sort of services today or just educating?
Just educating the public on all of our surgeons and the different specialties that they represent and just kind of promoting them and going from there.
Well, thank you so much again for your sponsorship and for supporting Art in the Square for several years. So come by and see Lauren and Lisa. I'm with Tina and Southlake Style, and Tina was just telling me that you guys have been a sponsor for Art in the Square for a few years, but you're very involved with the community with Southlake Style. Tell me a little about that.
We like to support as many local organizations such as Southlake Women's Club and Art in the Square because we firmly believe that part of our responsibility as a community magazine is to be involved with the magazine. And so we partner with them as well as Carroll Education Foundation, the Grace Organization, Apex Art Leagues, and many, many others. We very rarely say no to different organizations who come to us for sponsorship because, again, being part of the community and partnering with them is important to us. And we just enjoy it, and we love coming out and supporting Art in the Square.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for your time. If you guys do not have your copy of Southlake Style, come by the booth and pick one up and talk to Lisa, and she'll get you fixed up.
Hello, I'm Robbie Briggs with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and welcome to Southlake's Art in the Square. I want to congratulate all the women of Southlake who are here raising funds for so many different charities, at the same time having a really wonderful time here in Southlake. Right here in the middle of Southlake Town Center, this place is alive with art and sculpture and people and fun, and it's just a great opportunity for you to come out with family and enjoy just a wonderful experience here at Southlake Town Square. Come by the Briggs Freeman booth right by the gazebo in the middle of Town Square and have your children sign up for the summer reading program at the library that we're sponsoring this year. It's going to be great. and we're looking forward to being a part of this wonderful community and have a great weekend here at South Lake Art in the Square.
Shout out to all the sponsors of Art in the Square. We truly couldn't do this without you. We appreciate each and every one of you, whether you're a $500 sponsor or a large sponsor. We love you, we appreciate you, and thank you so much.